Hello, everybody. Welcome to our BFCM training today. I think there's just a few of us here now, so we'll give it another minute or so before we begin. In the meantime, I think I see a handful of us here. Do you want to just pop a little comment in the chat where you're joining us from? Right now, Ivana and I, we're in the tropical lands of Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. I say that very jokingly because we are in the prairies and it's more like Arctic weather here. But if you want to just pop in the chat, say hello. You like that, Lee? Are you in Canada as well? In Toronto, Lee? Excellent, excellent. Michigan, welcome, Andrew. Welcome, Lee. And I'll ask you as we're just waiting here, since we got a couple engaged here. Lee and Andrew, are you store owners? Do you work in e-commerce, or are you a merchant yourself? Molly, hello, Toronto. Some Canadians, awesome. Oh, Lee is at Clearco. Excellent. I think I actually met you, Lee, so my bad for that. A couple Toronto people, Michigan. Okay. Give it another minute before we jump into some hard-hitting Black Friday, Cyber Monday stuff. Kima is in Florida. Excellent. And Bill from New York. Excellent. Does everybody here work in e-commerce? Like, do you own a store or do you work on somebody's campaign? Anybody? Because this is a very, very unique time of year for us. Both, Andrew, awesome. So this is, I don't know if anybody's familiar with accountants and tax season, but if you're an accountant, you do not take vacation during tax season, which is around April. Well, in our world, we do not take vacation during Black Friday, Cyber Monday, because it's an action-packed time of year that could potentially lead to a lot of sales over that season. And that's what we're here to talk about today. We're going to be sharing some real examples. I actually had someone last year who joined one of our trainings and just followed the training similar to what we're going through today. And she had her biggest sales month of all time, just from the training, that kind of like what we're outlining today, except today you're getting a more updated version, a more 2021 kind of version. And William, e-commerce, you own a Shopify store and wholesale. Good stuff. What's the Shopify store you're selling? Direct to consumer? All right. Well, I think we can start hopping into it. How are we doing on time there, Vaughn? You think this is a good time to just get going?
It
Why don't you
is.
come
Yeah,
say
I had
hello, Ivana?
hello. Yeah, I had to jump in and out just to make sure that I didn't see who the host was of the meeting, but I think we're good to go now. But yes, hello everyone. I'm really excited to be here. Of course, I work with Scott. My name is Ivana Radojevic, and I'm the program director of Merchant Mastery. So I oversee the program and the enrollment of merchants. And I'm also one of the coaches, and I specialize in email and SMS marketing, which I'm going to talk to you about today, as well as affiliate and influencer marketing.
Excellent. Thanks, Ivana. Let's hop into it. We have an action-packed lineup for you. Like I said, take notes. This is the stuff that you can implement and have your biggest Black Friday, Cyber Monday season of all time. And I'm not kidding. So without further ado, I'm going to share my screen and dive right into this. And if you have any questions along the way, pop it in the chat. Yvonne, if I miss a question in the chat, give me a little gentle nudge or a chokehold, whatever, whatever you prefer, and we can answer some questions. All right, everybody. So what we're going to be walking through today is a step-by-step guide. It's a Black Friday and Cyber Monday playbook that you can deploy for your store. We're going to show you how to leverage offers, emails, and ads to make this your most successful year yet. A little bit about me before we begin. So I'm the founder of an agency called Socialite. We specifically work with Shopify stores. That is it. We work with about 50 businesses from around the world on a month-to-month basis. Most businesses that we work with at our agency are a little bit more along the business cycle. They're usually doing about $1 million a year in sales that are working with our agency. But over the years, we built a really massive community, and we love working with early stage startups. So we built a second business called Merchant Mastery. We have some really great training programs, coaching programs, free resources, podcasts, all that good stuff to really help merchants get off the ground with Merchant Mastery. We're Gold Klaviyo partners. So we do a ton of work with email. Ivana is an absolute email and SMS assassin. So she's going to be sharing some really great takeaways that you can use this year for Black Friday, Cyber Monday. We're one of 3 platinum privy partners in the world. So we do a lot with on-site displays to convert traffic and sales. And myself, I'm also an elite coach at digitalmarketer.com for anybody that's heard of Digital Marketer, or if you haven't, they're an institute out in Austin, Texas, and they are one of the best in the world for training marketers. I do coaching for their subscribers. My business partner Simon and I, we also built and teach a course on e-commerce sales at the University of Alberta. We love to geek out about this stuff, and I promise we will do that with you today. So over the past 3 years, we did a tally. We helped 137 Shopify stores double or triple their online sales during Black Friday, Cyber Monday. That's a lot, right? Over 3 years. And the really good news is that you can do this too. We're here to share with you the best of what's working. And as I said before, you can implement this stuff and have a big impact on your sales. 2021 is projected to be the biggest Black Friday, Cyber Monday season of all time. Between 2019 and 2020, Black Friday, Cyber Monday sales for Shopify stores went up 76%. It was a massive leap. And this year, that leap is even going bigger. So it's needless to say, there's a massive opportunity for you to capitalize on this season and make up for maybe some of those slower months throughout the year. This is the time that we're going to double and triple what we did previously. And it doesn't matter if you're at a crawl, walk, or run. This is the stage of business that we like to categorize everyone at. It's different needs, different challenges. But a lot of the strategies I'm sharing with you are going to apply to businesses at the crawl. That means you're doing less than $100,000 a year currently, and you're just kind of crawling along. There's nothing wrong with crawling. Some of the best runners in the world started by crawling. At a walk, you're doing about $100,000 to $1 million a year in sales. And at a run, now you're doing over $1 million, and you're trying, and in all these scenarios, you might get stuck at some point. And how do you get from a crawl to a walk? How do you get from a walk to a run? And how do you get from a run to really flying? Okay, so we've helped businesses at all stages with the strategies I'm going to share. It doesn't matter what shape or size you are, you can deploy this stuff and do some awesome things. So at the crawl stage last year in 2020, we helped this chocolate business. They're doing like next to nothing per month, less than $1,000 a month. We came in and helped them. They reached 30K last November over Black Friday, Cyber Monday. Skincare company, same kind of thing, trickling along, less than 1,000. We started giving them some coaching advice. We came in and on their Black Friday, Cyber Monday campaign and really helped them kick butt and reach that 41K in 1 month mark. At a walk, this hot sauce company, look at this. Like they went online because of the pandemic. They got some sales. It started to drop. We came in and we helped them with Black Friday, Cyber Monday strategy that we're sharing today. $206,000 they did last November with this playbook that we're sharing with you today. A cosmetics company, very similar thing. It's just up, 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 and away we go with the same strategies we're sharing. And then companies that are run, sometimes companies come to us and they're saying, hey, we're already doing like $1 million, but we're stuck. You can see there's a lot of highs and lows and dips and peaks and valleys. Same idea. We helped them come in, build some consistent momentum, got them up to 312,000 over Black Friday. And now we're still working this. One of our best clients, they're still doing over 300 every month to today. A women's wear company, same idea, guys. You get the idea. We're going to come in here over the holiday season. We're going to make up for some of that lost momentum or slow momentum previously in the year. And we're going to do some awesome things. And then there's businesses like this. This is one of our good friends that is one of our members at Merchant Mastery, right? She didn't even have she wasn't at a crawl, walk, or run. She was like tummy time. She was just born and like struggling around on the play mat. And we did some free training with her last year. She deployed it the way we said to, and she reached $3,400 for her first Black Friday, Cyber Monday ever. And then she joined Merchant Mastery, and we continue to coach and train her and grow her business from there. All right, let's hop into the nitty gritty of Black Friday, Cyber Monday now. When you think about Black Friday, Cyber Monday, it's not just a weekend. It's not the Friday after Thanksgiving and the Monday after Thanksgiving. It's like from now until the end of the year. That's the real season in front of us. And phase one is happening right now. It's almost over. It's over in 2 weeks. This is like September to the end of October. We want to be warming up audiences to who we are. We want to test our offers and plan our Black Friday, Cyber Monday offer strategy. I'm going to be touching on that today. I'm going to show you how to plan that out. In phase two, this is early November. Now we want to start building a specific list for Black Friday, Cyber Monday. We're going to do that using Facebook lead forms. I'll show you how to do that. And you're going to start to indoctrinate those users. So you're going to run a Facebook lead form that's like happening in early November. Hey, opt in for early access to our big Black Friday, Cyber Monday sale. You'll have first access to all our goodies. And then people will sign up, and you can get a really low cost per lead with this strategy but then you want to warm these audiences up. You don't want them to just sign up and then not hear from you until Black Friday. You want to indoctrinate them on your products, teach them a lot about you. And then phase 3, mid to late November, this is the thick of Black Friday, Cyber Monday, and the greatest opportunity for revenue. This is when you're going to go really big on emails. Emails are the number one generator of sales over Black Friday, Cyber Monday. It's not cold ads. And retargeting ads are really effective as well. I'm going to show you both of those right away here. And then phase 4, this is late November to the end of December. When Black Friday, Cyber Monday is over, Christmas hasn't even come yet. So we can't slow down our momentum. We need to plan how we're going to drive sales all the way till the end of the year. Sound good so far? Thumbs up from a couple people. All right. Okay, so let's jump into phase 1. This is now until the end of October. This is from our friends at Klaviyo. 60% of all sales on Black Friday, Cyber Monday are generated from customers who already engaged with your brand by Q3 of that same year. So most of the people who are going to buy from you over Black Friday, Cyber Monday have already heard about you by the start of October. Okay, so this is an important thing to remember. So it's not too late, but it's getting close to the end of when we want to keep warming up new audiences to who we are. And this is what we would do. We want to warm up audiences and start to build your owned media channels. Okay, if anybody here wants to build a long-term sustainable business, you can't rely on getting new sales from ads every single time. You need to grow your email list, your SMS list, so that every time you send out an email or a text, you can resell to customers again and again and again. You never want to depend on getting customers just through ads. You want to build out your email list and resell to customers that you acquired through ads, right? So this means your email list, you want to grow at a bare minimum, but it's also SMS. And you want to start that as early as possible if you want to have an impact on sales over Black Friday. Ivana's going to be talking all about that. And we recommend cold traffic with Facebook. Like if you want to warm up audiences right now, we recommend Facebook, but you could also use other channels. Like we're having a lot of success advertising on Snapchat because the cost to reach 1,000 people, the CPMs on Snapchat are a lot lower than Facebook, much, much lower. But the reason we want to drive traffic right now is to build our list. So we're going to build our email list, build our SMS list, but we also want to get people to our Facebook pixel so we can retarget them throughout the Black Friday, Cyber Monday week. All right. Now, what you want to do, so basically what I'm saying is you're going to drive cold traffic right now, and you want to drive people to some purchase-based offer. So you might drive some and if you're not even doing ads, think outside of the box. How else can you get visitors to your store? Because that is the takeaway. We need to drive as much website visitors to your store now so that we can build your email list, build your SMS list, and retarget those users later. So if you're not doing any ads, what else can you do? Do you go to pop-up shops? Do you go into Facebook groups to talk to people? Do you do influencer campaigns? What can you do to drive more traffic right now? And as you're driving that traffic, you want to lead people to a purchase-based offer. So it's something like one of these. Maybe they come to the website and it says spin to win. You get 10% off your first purchase. Or it's a gift with purchase offer. Buy two, get your third for free. The other one, hey, for first time customers, you're going to get this free detoxing chlorophyll mask with every purchase. With all of these examples, people opt in with an intent to buy. They're demonstrating that they're at least interested in the offer that you're presenting. So if you say, hey, you're going to get a gift with purchase, people opt in to get that code. Whether or not they buy, they demonstrated intent to buy, right? With this gift with purchase one in the top corner, that's a real campaign for a real client of ours. And it said, buy two bracelets, get a third free. Last October, we sold 52 of those with that offer, but another 471 opted in and didn't buy yet. So in total, that's 500 shoppers who gave their email address with a high intent that we plan to retarget and sell to over Black Friday, Cyber Monday. Okay. And so you really need to spend as much time as you can on building your list right now, and it's going to come in handy. So the takeaway from this little section in phase 1, get traffic to your store, get them to a purchase-based offer, and make sure your Facebook pixel is set up because you're going to retarget these users later on. Okay. And then the other thing you need to be considering right now is actually planning out what your offers are going to be over Black Friday, Cyber Monday. Okay. Your customers are expecting something different. So do something out of the ordinary. If you always do 20% off for your sales throughout the year, do 25% plus free shipping. If you never discount your products, do 10% off a specific category only, because people get used to your offers and they kind of turn a blind eye to it. So you want to do something out of the ordinary to capture their attention, and you want to go as big as possible. Like if you did something like 50% off plus free shipping, you'd probably acquire a lot of customers. But there's two benefits to Black Friday. One, as you saw with my examples, you can double or triple your yearly sales over this time frame. The other benefit, though, is that you can acquire a whole bunch of customers now that you can resell to throughout a lifetime. The real opportunity in your e-commerce store in the long game is to repeat sell to customers as much as possible and grow customer lifetime value. Okay. And when you come up with these offers, you want to really think about how can you increase the average order value. So you might do something like tiered discounts. This is very popular with merchants and store owners. They like to do tiered discounts. Spend 100, get $10 off. Spend 200, get 20 off. Spend 300, get 30 off, that kind of thing. Okay. So you could do that. You can give an incentive for people to spend more and save more. Or you can do like bundles. Bundles are very popular over Black Friday, Cyber Monday. Bundle a bunch of products together, give them a little discount if they go for the bundle. But what you want to really be thinking about is different offers for Thanksgiving, which is the Thursday before Black Friday. Usually you would do like an early access sale there. And then you want to do Black Friday. You might do Small Business Saturday, Cyber Monday, Giving Tuesday, extended BFCM sale, and or Boxing Day. If you're in Canada or the UK, we have Boxing Day. That's December 26th. It's a big sales day for us. Or if you're in the United States, it's just post-Christmas clearance. You're going to do clearance all the way to the end of the year. But you really want to start planning what these offers are going to be right now. You don't want to wait until November to start setting these up, because as you're going to see with Ivana's presentation, you're going to fumble a lot of things if you don't get this in order right now. And these are some of our favorite offers to consider. Here's one really important piece of advice. Keep it as simple as possible. Don't get too complicated with the tech stack, the technology that you use. Don't do something that's like, buy this specific item, get this specific item for this percentage, but if you buy this item, it's a different percentage. You're never going to be able to figure that out. And if it breaks, it's going to suck, because this is a really important time that we want to make it really easy for customers to buy and maximize sales and make the whole experience seamless. Okay, so you want to plan out something that's going to be simple for the shopper to take advantage of. Our favorite one is discounts with promo codes. It's like, hey, early access sale starts. Here's your code, early access 30. You get 30% off. Black Friday's here. Use the code early access 30 and you get, or Black Friday 30 and you get 30% off plus free shipping. Slightly different offer, right? So we really like those ones the best. Those are the most straightforward. But you could do things like automatic discounts, where it's just like discount is automatically applied at checkout. That makes it really easy for customers to buy. The one downside to that is sometimes they don't know that there's a discount, so they might get confused and fall off. Or if you have another discount code, they can like double discount. They can use a discount code on the automatic discount. So be careful with that. Tiered discounts are a entrepreneur store owner's favorite one. A lot of people love this one. If you're going to do this one, make sure you test the technology now. Like I said, we've been doing this a long time. Last thing you want to be doing is panicking on Black Friday because some offer is broken and it's not working. If you're going to do something complicated like tiered discount, test it right now. The next one is gift with purchase. This is another fan favorite. Again, keep it simple. Don't do something that's like multiple variants, multiple SKUs. Just say, for anybody who shops today, you get a free face mask. You get a free pair of gloves, whatever it may be. Just keep it as simple as possible. It's going to help you and help your customer transact more. All right. Bundled discounts is another fan favorite that I was just talking about there. It's a way to increase your average order value. It's really good for gift giving. Like, who doesn't walk into like a body shop and say, yep, I'm going to get that little bundle for the woman in my life. The next one is free shipping threshold. This is another great way to increase the average order value, where you're saying spend $100 with us and you also get free shipping. Spend $200 and you get 20% off in free shipping. You can do tiered discounts and include free shipping in there as well. Okay, so that's what you're doing right now. You're driving traffic to your purchase-based offer to build your email list, get them to your retargeting pixel, and planning out your Black Friday, Cyber Monday offers right now. Phase 2 starts in early November. And when it comes to conversion over Black Friday, Cyber Monday, according to our friends at Shopify, email is the king. Email drove the most conversions last year for Black Friday, Cyber Monday, and we expect it to be massive again this year. And Ivana is going to be doing a lot of education about emails shortly, so stay tuned for that. But now we're in, like, this is it says here the last 2 weeks of November. You could start this even earlier. You could start this right at the start of November, right? You could start this on November 1st. Focus on building a Black Friday specific email list. This is what I was talking about with those lead forms. And basically, you're incentivizing people to sign up to receive early bird access to your massive sale. And you're going to do this with cold ads and retargeting. And we like using lead forms on Facebook to capture these emails because the cost per lead is really friendly. Like I know merchants who are getting 10 cents per lead. I know some that are spending $1 per lead, but that's still spending $500 to get 500 leads of people who can shop with you over Black Friday, Cyber Monday. But this has been one of the number one things to build our Black Friday, Cyber Monday lists over the last 3 years. We are going big on these again this year. If there's anything you're going to do with ads, this is the one you want to do because you can build a list of high intent users who signed up for your sale, and you could be paying as little as 10 cents per lead in that list. Okay. And you want your existing customers to resubscribe to that list too. So send out an email and say, hey, everybody, join the early access Black Friday sale. Start to build some anticipation heading into Black Friday. Ivana is going to go into this, but the last thing you want to do is launch an early access lead form on November 1st and then not email that user until 15, 20 days later. You want to start indoctrinating them on your brand right away. So you might send out like a gift guide in the first email to teach them about your products. You might send out a testimonial in your second email to build credibility and trust. You might send out guaranteed delivery dates, exchange policies to build trust and lower risk for the shopper. So you're training them to be the best shopper that they can be over the holidays. Okay, and Ivana's going to go a little bit more into that. But phase 3 now we're in the last 2 weeks of November, right? So this is the last 2 weeks. This is crunch time right now. And what you want to be doing, I'm not going to go too much into the emails because this is what Ivana's going to be talking about, but you're going to send like 8 to 10 emails, right? I hope that doesn't sound like too many. The general rule of thumb is you stop sending emails when they stop generating sales. 8 to 10 is the minimum that we would like to do, right? And Ivana's going to go more into those timelines, but there's just a little brief glimpse into it. The other thing that you're going to be doing, remember when we were driving all that cold traffic right now and we got all those people to our website and to our Facebook pixel? Now we're going to lean into retargeting ads, right? You don't want to run cold ads to new users for the first time over Black Friday, Cyber Monday because it's expensive. Like cost per click and cost to reach 1,000 people goes up by like 20% over this time frame. So the time to do cold ads is now. Getting people to the site, getting them to your email list, getting them to your pixel. Over Black Friday, Cyber Monday, the cost goes up by about 20%. So you stop advertising to new audiences and you go big on retargeting. And often with ads, we don't do big graphics like this. Hey, big sale, 50% off. But we do over Black Friday, Cyber Monday. We just get right to the point, big, bold, what's the sale? That's because everybody is competing for your customers' attention. So you don't want to tell long stories. They have a short attention span. Just go right for the jugular, as someone my team say. All right, so that's what you're going to want to do. You're going to want to run these retargeting ads to anybody who's been to your website over the last 180 days, even, especially 30 and 60 days, but as long ago as 180. Okay, now phase 4. So Ivana's going to go back into phase 3, talk to you all about these email schedules, but it's not over. Phase 4, what we want to be doing is extending our Black Friday, Cyber Monday sale, right? So you might say on the Tuesday after Cyber Monday, hey, guess what? Our Black Friday, Cyber Monday sale is extended, and that's up to you to decide on how long you want to do it, right? But you can run it all the way until early December, right? And you would usually send out emails that's like, guess what, everybody? Surprise, we have an extended sale. And then before the extended sale is about to end, you're going to say, last chance to redeem these awesome offers over the extended sale. Okay. The other thing you want to consider is, remember that holiday gift guide I touched on? Like when people sign up for the early access list for Black Friday, Cyber Monday, the first email shows them a gift guide. You can use that thing again. You want to drive this gift guide home all the way through December, give lots of ideas to those last minute shoppers. You can categorize it as gifts under 25, under 50, gifts under 100, and these kinds of things. Right. And then another one that really we go big on these in most years, but for the past 2 years, this one is a little bit iffy. Usually you want to build some urgency around the shipping deadline. And usually December 15th is a safe date. We are hearing a lot of whispers that shipping and inventory is going to be a bit of a challenge this year. There might be delayed shipments and all these kinds of things. So check with your courier, check with your mail provider, and ask them what's a day that I could promise to get these products to our customers by Christmas, right? And a lot of businesses do this. They have these urgency type emails. This is a really good one of our clients did, where they basically said, if you spend $100 or more between now and December 18th, we'll upgrade you to the express shipping. So that's like the premium shipping. That was the offer. It's like spend $100 before December 18th, we'll upgrade you to that express shipping. Thought that was a really clever way to approach it. And then Boxing Day post Christmas clearance, like I was talking about, definitely in Canada, definitely in the UK, but definitely in the United States as well. We're going to push these sales all the way to the end of the year. This is a company that I know we've worked with, and they're pushing the sale all the way to the end of the year. And they're doing that tiered discount thing that I was talking about earlier. Save 10% when you spend 100, 20 when you spend 200, et cetera, et cetera. But you really want to plan out these offers now. You could be doing upwards of 8 different offers over this time frame. So plan them out right now. Keep them as simple as possible. Go bigger than you usually would do. Test the technology, and you will be good to go. Okay, so that's one piece of the puzzle, is planning out those offers and testing them. And the next big piece of the puzzle is going to be email. And Ivana is going to come out here and talk to that. But what I would encourage everybody to do right now, as Ivana is coming on, we're going to give you this really helpful 2021 cheat sheet that we made. So it has all of the strategies that you need to be considering. It has a good recap of all the dates, everything that you need to do to have a good season. So go to facebook.com/groups/merchant mastery. And as you join our Facebook group, there's like 2,000 amazing people in there. We have lots of merchants from around the world. We have people from Shopify in there, people from Klaviyo, Privy. Our own team is in there. We're really helping people answer questions throughout the season. So it's a great community to join. But as you join, we will also give you this amazing playbook for you to use this year. Thank you, everyone. I'm going to be sticking around. We're going to be doing a Q&A at the end. In the meantime, I would like to bring out my colleague Ivana to come and talk about some amazing email and SMS strategies for Black Friday.
Thank you, Scott. So got another heavy hitter for you guys here, but email is my favorite thing, and I like to nerd out about it quite a bit. So I'm happy to answer any questions or anything like that. We'll leave some time for questions at the end here. But I will jump right in. All right. So this is how to leverage your owned channel. So we refer to email as an owned channel. And I'm sure maybe you guys, heard about or were part of the Facebook outage that happened not too long ago. And people were kind of panicking because, their ads weren't running. And a lot of people rely on social media for, customer engagement and all these different things. But people were still receiving emails. Email was still a big thing. And I think that really showed the importance of having those owned channels and honing in on those. So I'm going to show you guys how to do that, especially over the holiday, the upcoming Black Friday, Cyber Monday holiday. Okay, so what we're going to go over, kind of 4 key topics. I'm going to start with audience segmentation. I'll touch on some key automated flows that you can set up if you haven't already. SMS, and then I'm going to show you what our Black Friday, Cyber Monday email and SMS send schedule looks like for November, December. What I will say, I'll preface this by saying, Scott mentioned we are Klaviyo partners, so I am kind of going to be referring to Klaviyo within this presentation. If you do use something else like an OmniSend or a MailChimp or something like that, you can still do a lot of this, a lot of these strategies on those platforms as well, but I'll be referencing Klaviyo specifically. Okay, let's jump right into some audience segmentation. So you're going to be creating a lot of different segments, a lot of different audiences, because we're going to send to different segments with different like messaging at different times, so that we're not constantly sending the same thing to the same people. That is how people unsubscribe. So I'm going to show you these different segments. There is quite a few of them. I've added the local customer segment, which may not be applicable to all of you, especially like if you don't have a brick and mortar store, then maybe this doesn't apply. But if you do, this is going to be a great segment for you as well. So first one, Scott alluded to this is what we're going to rely on that Facebook lead form ad for. This is going to be your 2021 BFCM early access list. This is the list we want to keep growing all the way up until Black Friday, Cyber Monday, but it essentially is going to consist of two kind of different groups of people. One is going to be those leads that you get through your lead form ad on Facebook. So as Scott said, we really love this strategy. It basically is just a little sign up button on the ad. They click it, it pops up a little window like you see on my screen here. For these guys, they're offering 10% off when you first order, when you sign up to the newsletter, and you do it all right in Facebook. You sync it to your ESP or email service provider, and you sync it into a list there, and it's just nice and automated, and you keep feeding those leads in all the way up until a Black Friday. That's part one of kind of your early access list. The other people who we're going to give early access to, of course, is going to be your existing newsletter list. So whatever you call it, maybe it's your newsletter list or your insider list, or, you know, different people call it different things, but it's essentially all the people that have opted in already to be the first to know about, you know, your sales and product launches and things like that. So whether that's like an embedded form that you have in your footer, or it's like, you know, people that you get through your welcome offer, we also want to give early access to those people as well. So that's your first list. This is actually a list, not a segment. Now, the next one is the recent engager segment. So who has engaged with your content in the last, you know, 30, 60, 90 days, maybe even more, depending on your list size. So if your list is really small, you might not even be able to create kind of 30, 60, 90, 120 day segments. You may only have to create like a little bit of a bigger segment. But if you have a really big list, then you can usually get pretty granular with your kind of your times and the number of days within each segment. So for the recent engagers segment, we want to send to these segments in October and early November, because they're going to be really vital for making sure your sending reputation is in good standing. And this is kind of encompassed by the term deliverability, which I'll touch on at the end. But essentially, we want to make sure that we're hitting the inbox always, but especially during the holidays. So if you end up in a spam folder, most likely nobody is going to find you, and nobody wants to end up in the spam folder. If you end up in like the promotions folder for people, they may not see it. So we want to get into that inbox. And the best way to do that is by sending to the people that are most engaged with our content. So just to give you an example, this is of course created within Klaviyo. This is what my 90 days engaged segment looks like. You would do the same thing if you're doing a 30 or a 60 day segment. You would just of course change the days. So my definition here is if somebody has opened an email at least once in the last 90 days, or clicked an email in that time, or their profile was created in that time, so they're new to my Klaviyo account, or they were active on my site in the last 90 days, or they placed an order at least once in the last 90 days. So that to me indicates that they're pretty engaged with my content. I also have, you'll see, I have this on all of them, that the person is not suppressed for email. All that means is that they are subscribed to receiving email communications from you. If they unsubscribe from like all of your emails, they'll be marked as suppressed. And of course, we don't want to email those people. But in Klaviyo, for example, you can still retain their data, which is important for things like predictive analytics and stuff like that. But you don't want to be sending to them, and you don't consider them an active profile. So that's all this suppressed terminology means. And then, of course, I also have that they received an email at least once in the last 90 days. So for your 30 days, your 60 days, it would look exactly the same. You would just change the number of days. Now, if your open rates thus far, and I know iOS 15 kind of threw a wrench in that about a month ago, but if your open rates before that were pretty good, you know, you're getting consistently at least like a 20% open rate. Of course, the higher the better. And if your deliverability is strong, so that means you're ending up in people's inboxes, you're not getting marked as like spam, you're not getting a bunch of bounces and fake emails and things like that, then you should be okay to increase your segment size. So you could even go up to like 180 days, 150 days, or 120 days. Your VIP segment is going to be another key segment for you always, but especially over the holidays. And these are people who purchase often, recently, and at high value. Now, the revenue that you consider high value is dependent on your average order value for your business, and it's going to be different for each of you. For me, for example, I have it as revenues greater than 500 overall time because we're selling courses. So of course, our kind of average order value is higher, but for you, it might be $100, it might be $50, it might be $250. So it'll differ for each of you. But the definition is, as I said, that the revenue is greater than, in my case, 500 overall time, that they placed an order at least twice in the last 365 days. Again, this is going to differ for all of you because you know your customer best, you know how frequently your VIPs order. So for you, it might be, once a month they're ordering. So then it would be that they placed an order at least 12 times in the last 365 days. And I have it that they are in my Merchant Mastery Insider Club. That's my primary newsletter list. And of course, that they're not suppressed. You also want to create a segment of 2020 purchasers. So these are people who purchased over Black Friday from you, but last year. The reason we're creating the segment is because if they bought last year, they're likely to buy again this year. So the definition is really straightforward for this one. I just have it as that they placed an order at least once between the dates of my sale last year. So you'd have to kind of look back and see when your sale started and when it ended. Window shoppers is another great segment to set up. These are people who are looking at your site, but they're not making a purchase. So they're kind of browsing around, and they just haven't actually bought anything yet. This segment is going to dynamically update throughout your Black Friday, Cyber Monday sale. So as people actually make a purchase, they're going to be removed from this segment. The segment looks like this. It's that they viewed a product at least once in the last 30 days, or opened an email at least once in the last 30 days, or clicked an email at least once in the last 30 days, or were active on your site at least 3 times in the last 5 days, and they placed an order 0 times overall time, and they're not suppressed, of course. So I'm going to show you where all of these segments fit in when I show you the actual send schedule. The next one is going to be your 2021 purchaser segment. So these are people who have purchased this year from you once your sale starts. And the reason we have this segment is because you may want to exclude these folks from some of your sends. So this definition for that is just that they placed an order at least once after the date that your sale starts this year. So for the purpose of this presentation, I just have it as November 22nd, but of course it would differ for each of you based on when your sale officially starts. And your unengaged segment, I'd like for you to create this one too. This one is important because you will be excluding them from your sends. This is a segment that is, the way you can re-engage them is better done through like a win back flow or a sunset flow, or basically also sometimes that's called the breakup series, where you're asking them, hey, do you even want to hear from us anymore? And then, if they engage, that's an indicator they do. And if not, they'll unsubscribe or you suppress them. But the reason we don't want to send to unengaged people is because it impacts your deliverability. So if they're not opening, they're not clicking, maybe they're marking you as spam, that's going to ding your deliverability. So the way I look at this audience is I treat them like they're new to my brand. And that's why the win back flow can be really great for you, because you just automate it and set it up so that they get an email after, they haven't placed an order in, let's say, 180 days or something like that. And you're trying to re-engage them and show them what's new in your store. So this segment consists of people who opened an email 0 times in the last 90 days and clicked an email 0 times in the last 90 days. And they received an email. I have at least 15 overall time. This is going to depend on your sending cadence. If you only send like 1 email a month, then, it might be like 12 at least overall time. If you send 1 email a week, then that number would be higher. And they placed an order 0 times in the last 90 days, and they were active on your site 0 times in the last 90 days, and they're not suppressed. So, this basically indicates that they haven't engaged with your brand in any way, shape, or form. And then the last one, as I mentioned, this is kind of a bonus segment, but if you have a brick and mortar store, I would create a local customer segment because you may want to send them information on your holiday store hours. Maybe you have in-store only offers. People might be curious about like your safety protocols. We're still in a pandemic. So all of this stuff is important to communicate if you also have a brick and mortar store. And for that segment, you would just set it to your city. So for us, we're in Edmonton, and that they are in your newsletter list. All right, so that's all the segments. Now let's get into some automated flows. So the flows are, remember, these are the ones that are trigger automatically. You have a certain trigger and it'll fire and send them an email. So on average, shoppers leave 7 out of 10 carts behind. So if you don't have an abandoned cart flow set up, you are leaving customers, you're leaving money on the table, essentially. A standard abandoned cart flow can convert up to 10% of those abandoned carts into actual purchases, which of course recovers revenue for your business. So an abandoned cart flow shows intent. So as the name implies, people have added to their cart. The trigger here is added to cart, not checkout started. Those are two different flows. And during Black Friday, I do recommend that you customize your abandoned cart flow to reiterate the offers that you have for Black Friday and why now is the best time to buy your products. You can also shorten your time delay before your first message to 30 minutes to convert high intent browsers as quickly as possible. Normally, I have it set at about an hour or 4 hours even, but over the Black Friday, Cyber Monday weekend, everybody is competing for attention in people's inboxes, and you want to get in front of your customer before your competitors do. Now, my tip is to make changes. So to make your flows BFCM specific while preserving your existing flows, I would just clone them, update the cloned one to be BFCM specific, and set your standard flow to draft mode while the Black Friday one is live. And then once your sale's over, you just revert that. Now, if you add SMS, so brands that add SMS to their abandoned cart flow saw up to a 37% lift in revenue. So if you haven't tried SMS yet, I do encourage you to experiment with it. We're seeing some really great things on the SMS front. And it's really simple to add SMS into your automated flows and to send SMS campaigns. So for your abandoned cart, for example, you can just add a conditional split within your flow that basically sends an SMS message to those who consented to receive SMS and then email to everybody else. You can also dynamically insert items from your subscribers' online shopping cart into those messages. So it looks like the one on the right, it'll show them exactly what they were looking at, and with the link to take them back to their cart so they can finish checking out. Our goal with SMS is twofold. It's to have people click a link in the message or reply to the message. That's how we look at, or that's how we gauge engagement for SMS. As I mentioned, your abandoned checkout flow, different from your abandoned cart, because this one will trigger when somebody actually starts checkout. So they got all the way to checkout and then they, for whatever reason, didn't complete the transaction. You can use the same content as your abandoned cart emails. You don't need to reinvent the wheel here, but the button here takes them back to their checkout. So you always want to take the customer back to the last spot where they left. In this case, it's the checkout in abandoned cart. It takes them back to their cart. And same thing as for the other one, for the abandoned checkout, I would clone it, make it BFCM specific, and then just set your standard one to draft just during your sales. So it's all about your sales and your offers. All your abandoned flows, so all your abandonment flows, so of course your cart abandoned checkout, but if you have like a site abandonment or browse abandonment, all of them should trigger much faster than normal because you want to get in front of your customers before your competitors do. So Scott already alluded to this a little bit, but your early access list welcome flow. So this is for the people who join via your Facebook lead form. You can add, about 2 to 4 emails to this flow, but be mindful of your time delays in relation to when your sale starts. Because we're building this list, basically leading up all the way up until your sale, if you have like a 4-part email sequence that triggers every 4 days, then people are still going to be receiving your welcome flow for your BFCM early access list once your sale's already over. So just be mindful of that. You can also, kind of set this to draft once your sale actually starts, or just set the last few emails to draft so that it's not sending them your welcome flow when your sale's already done. And for your content ideas here, of course, we're building hype. Gift guides, as Scott said, are always a winner. Return policy, shipping policy. So any kind of objection to the sale that people might have, we're preempting it here. And of course, testimonials and reviews are always a huge hit as well. And then your post-purchase flow, I would recommend you try a plain text email from the founder. We've seen a lot of success with this because it looks like it's coming directly from the founder, and it can actually go a long way in making the customer feel special. Of course, reviews, if you're not using an external review app like a judge.me or Yotpo or something like that, then add a review request to your post-purchase flow, because this is going to be a prime time to get reviews on your site. And then shipping updates is the other big one. These are the most opened emails, or some of the most opened emails, because customers want consistent order updates. So if you're not sending them directly through like your Shopify store, then you can include that within your post-purchase flow. And even use this as an opportunity to sell them something else, because you know these emails are going to be opened. Now, I do recommend, if you are using SMS, adding it into your post-purchase flow. So even sending something like an order confirmation or a shipping notification with a text message can help your customers plan accordingly. And you can be quite certain that these messages are going to be opened, which of course presents you with another opportunity to engage with your customers. All right, speaking of SMS, let's talk a little bit about that. So a few best practices to keep in mind with SMS if you are using it. I always recommend using a single CTA, call to action. Keep it short and sweet. Don't confuse people with too much messaging. Always use time-sensitive, urgent messaging. So remember, you're ending up in people's phones here. You know, I bet, you know, I don't have any unread text messages in my phone. I don't know about you guys, but it is a little bit more sensitive than email. So don't send text messages for the sake of sending text messages. There should always be a good reason behind it. It's a great way to surprise and delight your VIPs with exclusive offers. I always recommend personalizing content, delivering value with every message. Don't send first thing in the morning or in the middle of the night is an important one. So it's not like email, or people aren't getting a ping when the email arrives. But if you're sending text messages to people at like 4 o'clock in the morning and waking them up, they might be upset. So stick to daytime hours. Only send SMS messages to those people who have consented. So this is really important. Just because you have somebody's phone number does not mean you can send them text messages. You have to have explicit consent to send SMS. They are giving out fines for this stuff, so be aware of that. And don't send more than one SMS per day. So as a matter of fact, I kind of say aim to send about 2 to 6 per month. Now, of course, this will be a little bit different over Black Friday, Cyber Monday, because we're sending to different segments. And of course, we're pushing a sale, but general rule of thumb, 2 to 6 per month. And they are a really great way to announce product launches, holiday sales, flash sales, upcoming events. But again, only text people if you have a reason to text them. Don't just text them to be like, hey, what did you have for breakfast? Like, they're going to unsubscribe. And then the other thing with text messages, you'll see I have an example up on the screen here. I always recommend you start it with the name of your brand, because if you're using like a 1-800 number, people aren't going to know who the message is from. So always start with the name of your brand. In this case, it's Wilds Woods. Always have a link. It's the other one. We want people clicking the link or replying. And I always recommend, in Canada, you have to have the opt-out language. So in this case, it's text stop to opt out. I always recommend having that. Always give people the option to opt out, especially on SMS. And within Canada, there would actually be an additional line under there with your contact information. So SMS is a little bit, more rules around it, but we're getting some really, really great feedback on SMS, and a few segments for SMS. If you're using it, I do recommend that, if you aren't collecting numbers already, start doing it. Add an optional phone number field to your sign up forms. And there are 3 segments we want for SMS as well. We want a VIP SMS subscriber segment, the early access SMS subscribers, and an engaged SMS subscriber segment. The definitions are exactly the same as they are for email, with the exception that we're adding in that the person is consented to receive SMS, because that's going to only pull out the SMS subscribers into those segments. All right, so how am I doing for time here? Okay, I'm going to try and go through this quickly, but if there's anything you're going to screenshot, then this next slide is going to be it. Keep in mind that campaigns are going to make up the bulk of your BFCM strategy. So those are those one-off sends that you can schedule ahead of time. And your schedule is going to look a little something like this. So I've tried to color code it. Again, if you're going to screenshot anything, this is a good one to screenshot. The red emails are what I call essential emails. I recommend all of you send these. The green are bonus emails. If you have the time, I recommend setting those up as well. And then the highlighted are SMS. Also, for the purpose of this, I have wherever I mention all opted in, what I'm referring to is your primary newsletter list, your primary opt-in list. So you'll see that for us, we kind of started, for the sake of this demonstration, on the 22nd is when we send our first email, which is a teaser email. For us, we have our VIPs get early access first. So we give them access on, like, let's say the Tuesday before Black Friday. They are the first to get access because they're the most likely to buy from us. They spend the most money from us. We also send an SMS to VIP SMS subscribers that same day. I do have like a VIP reminder email that the early access is ending. I have that as a bonus email. On the 25th, so on Thanksgiving, that's when we give early access to that early access list we've been building and to our newsletter list. I've noted on here anytime where I'm excluding certain segments, like the unengaged segment, for example, there's certain sends that I exclude VIPs from because we don't want to send them a ton of emails. I exclude buyers in certain segments because if they've already bought, I don't want to send them a ton of emails. So you'll see on Thanksgiving, I've got an SMS that's going out to my early access SMS subscribers and my 90-day engaged. I have a sale is ending reminder. And then of course on Black Friday, when the big email goes out, I send it to everybody who's opted in, my early access list again, because maybe they want to keep shopping. My purchasers from last year, I do an SMS as well. I do a reminder that day. I do two reminders, actually, one that I have as a bonus, one I have as an essential email to your window shoppers. And then if your sale isn't one day, if it's all weekend long, of course, we're sending them reminders over the weekend. If you're doing a Cyber Monday sale, I have experimented with doing giving VIPs 1 hour early access, so sending them an email an hour before everybody else. It's not a must do, but something to consider. And then, of course, we're sending our Cyber Monday sale starts email. We've got an SMS that day. We've got a sale ending email that day. And then if you're doing an extension, like Scott alluded to, then we're sending that out on the Tuesday. So in this case, the 30th, I have it sending to like window shoppers and 60-day engaged, because kind of most of the other people would have most likely made their purchase at this point, but the window shoppers still haven't. And the 60-day engaged, maybe they're doing, they're really engaged with my content. Maybe they're buying more for themselves, or maybe they're buying gifts. For, if you're extending the sale all the way until the end of the week, you want to send a couple of reminders. And then, as Scott mentioned, that free shipping, or not free shipping, last day guaranteed shipping email is really, really important. So I have it to send on the 6th because I'm being extra careful this year, but of course, talk to your couriers and see what they say. And I send an SMS about that as well. That is an essential email. I highly recommend you send that. And if you have the time, send a thank you from the founder email to anybody who's bought from you this year. I find if you use like a thank you for supporting our small business angle, that works especially well, but we want to thank people for spending their money with us. And as always, two important things: stress, urgency, and scarcity. Those are going to be kind of your go-tos in your campaign emails. Deliverability, as I said, this is you're making sure you're ending up in the inbox. My tip here is to basically use a 3-track sending schedule. Track A is your most engaged segment. Track B is moderately engaged. Track C is a less engaged audience. That's why we've got that like 30, 60, 90, 120 day, etc. But if you send to tracks A and B in the months leading up to your sale, it actually builds your sender reputation. So your emails end up in people's inboxes. And I do recommend you email your primary subscriber list at least 3 weeks before BFCM to clean out any of those bad emails, so that we have a nice clean list. You should always be cleaning your list, but especially at this time of year, so that you have a nice clean list going into Black Friday. So not going to go over this. This is just a little summary of everything. If you want to screenshot this, feel free, but this is kind of your homework, I guess, if you want to call it that, going into Black Friday and Cyber Monday. And of course, you can find us on all of these channels. Connect with us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. We've got lots of trainings in there. And of course, we have a newsletter as well if you want to subscribe to that. All right. I think that's it for me. I know I talked really quickly here. I was trying to leave a little bit of time for questions at least, but if anybody's got any questions for either Scott or myself, feel free to unmute and ask us.
Ask away.
Or if you have any comments, any even ideas on offers you're thinking of running, or we're all ears.
One thing I'll just remind everybody, when it comes to Black Friday, Cyber Monday, luck always favors the prepared. So it seemed like a lot of stuff that we just went through. Get it all done now, so you don't have to be dealing with that over Black Friday, Cyber Monday. You're gonna have to be dealing with your own inventory, fulfillment, all these other things that are gonna be moving fast. You want to get all this stuff done now. Rewatch the recording. I know Clearco is gonna send this out. Rewatch this. Get some of this stuff done by the end of October, and you'll be feeling really good. It might seem overwhelming now with those infinite numbers of segmented lists and emails that need to go out. But if you start now, it's going to feel a lot better for you going into the busy season.
Scott, we do have a question from Andrew, and this is a great question because Andrew, I'm sure you're not the only person. I hear this a lot. He's saying, as a one-man brand, I don't have time to do all of it. What would be the top 3 things you would do?
Good question. I haven't heard that one actually, Ivana, but I would say simplify your offers. You might just have 2 instead of like Giving Tuesday, Small Business Saturday, all those things. Come up with 2. Have one for Black Friday, differentiate it for Cyber Monday, right? So that's the first thing. Simple offers, maybe 2 only, and simplify what it is. Don't make it complicated. Make sure it's easy to redeem those offers. The second thing, I would run a lead form ad, because you need to build your email list. If you don't have an email list to sell to, none of this is going to work. So you need to build that email list, get people to your retargeting pixel. I would say come up with simple offers, build that list. And the third thing, there's no easy way about it. Send a lot of emails. Like send at least 4. What would you say, Ivana? 4 would be the very minimum. I would probably say even more.
I would say 9, the essential ones, but I get it's hard to do all of that, especially when you're a one-person shop, but that's why it's good to start now, because you can schedule all of this stuff ahead of time. And you don't need to make it, like, don't overcomplicate it for yourself. It's okay if these emails are pretty simple. You don't have to have any like crazy graphics and like gifts and all of this stuff in them. If you don't have time to make that stuff, it's fine if they're simple. Just send them so that, your offers are out there.
I just thought of something. So we just did, I didn't even have this in my mind until now. We just did an 8-hour workshop for Black Friday, Cyber Monday, where everybody that did the workshop, they got all of those templates. So all the automated templates for Klaviyo, we would plug that right into their Klaviyo account. We would give them templates for all those campaign emails. We'd show them exactly how to run the lead form ad on Facebook, show them exactly how to do the retargeting ads on Facebook, show you exactly how to plan your offers, optimize your product page. So we are putting that workshop back on our website, and we're selling it at a lower price than what it was at. I think it was like $680 for that workshop, and it's going to be priced at like, what is it, Ivana? 4 something you said?
I don't know what I said.
I can't remember.
I haven't put it up yet.
Somebody's working on it. I think it's going to be like $450. That's pretty good bang for your buck. Everything that you need to do would be in there. We'll send the information to Clearco once that thing's live, but that could be a good way if you're strapped for time. I've never seen a program that has more bang for the buck, because all of your automated flows, all your campaign emails, templates for everything already done for you. So that might be a good fast track way to go about it if you're strapped for time.
Yeah. And the only other thing I will add to like the offer side of it is just keep in mind, like, don't make your offer on Cyber Monday better than your offer on Black Friday, because because then everybody who bought on like Black Friday could be upset by that. It's okay if your offer is different. That's fine. Like maybe it's like on the Black Friday, it's like a certain collection that's on sale, and on Cyber Monday, it's a different collection or something like that.
Yeah.
But
or as I was skimming through my examples, there was one that was like so simple. It was like 30% off site wide plus a free specific gift. And then on Cyber Monday, it was 30% off site wide plus a mystery gift.
Mhm.
So it was just like slightly different than one another.
Yeah. And Scott, I know we're over time. There is still a couple of questions. So I don't know if, are we allowed to keep going?
Yeah, I think we'll answer a couple more questions here.
We'll just answer a couple more questions. Of course, anybody who has to go, it's all good. You're not going to hurt her feelings. But Jillian is saying her plan is to be a BFCM sale on product bundles only. Thoughts?
Love product bundles, right? When you go big on discounts over Black Friday, Cyber Monday, you lose margin. That's why people are scared to go big. Like I said, there's one benefit to going big is that maybe you're not making a ton of margin. Maybe you're just acquiring a ton of new customers who you plan to resell to. But on the flip side of it, we still want to make some margin. Like we still want to make revenue and have a good time this season, right? So bundles are a great way. Increasing AOV is a great way to still discount, but still make up some margin, right? So even as Andrew's saying, he doubled his average order value with bundles alone. Do it. We would agree. Do it. It's just like the whole goal is to get the AOV up. If you're going to go big on discounts, let's get them to commit more on spend. It's kind of like a buy more, save more model. Anything you want to add to that question there, Jillian? No? Good.
Okay. Okay. And then last question from William. Is there a suggested minimum Facebook ad spend? This is a popular question. I know you've heard this one before, Scott.
Yeah, I think like if you think about it, the priority is building that list. And this is why we love the lead forms. If you're going to do lead forms, you need those like automated welcome flows because you want to indoctrinate people to sign up or else they're going to be like not a qualified lead. But if you can run the lead form ad, think about it. I know people who are getting leads for like 10 cents per lead, dollar per lead. So what do you want to commit? $500 and see how many leads you get out of that. That might be a good place to start. Remember that you're doing that at the start of November. And then maybe committing another anywhere from $10 to $100, $10 to $50 a day, let's say, on retargeting ads. Maybe 50 if you can do over like the 6-day period of the promotion, like over Black Friday and Cyber Monday.
Yeah, it's always a big question. But I've had a client I ran a lead format for them last year. It was 13 cents a lead, which was I think maybe the lowest.
I talked to someone who got 10 the other day.
10. Oh, I thought I won that one, but didn't. Okay, I think that's it for questions. So thank you so much for joining us. As Scott said, replay is going to be available. Let us know if you have questions during that Facebook group. We're in there and we'll be happy to answer anything and follow up. And thank you very much for joining us today.
Awesome. Thanks so much, everyone. Good luck this season. We'll hope to see you in the group. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.
Bye.